Hi, welcome to Analysis of Cyberpunk, the most hyped game of the decade. The hype for this game has gone beyond any imagination. The expectations are gone way too far, like it will reinvent the entire game in development. Before even pre-ordering the game itself, they were saying that how this game will change the perspective and the look on the video games in the future. In other words, the hype for this game was an absolute curse for the fully made product. At this point, no matter what was delivered, it literally could be the best video game ever land on a sales board. It would still disappoint people who put these unbelievable, unreal expectations on it. But we reached the point where finally here the game is out, and the question begs to be asked, does it live up to the noise and the hype? Has gaming entered the new era? Did stars collide and Jesus Christ returned? The answer is no. This game never stood a single chance to reach those expectations, and it won't by any means say the game is bad. In fact, the game is good. I'd say the game is great, but there is a lot of problems with it. The biggest, obviously, is technical performance. I have to take it right away out of my chest. The game is borderline impossible to put up with playing on PS4. I've heard the same happens on the other consoles like Xbox. The game barely gets above 20 FPS. The glitches and the errors are outrageous. Those are not just funny and insignificant bugs, but we're talking about actual game breaking ones, where the mission just won't start, where it kicks you out of the game in the middle of the mission, and the game just won't function. It is total bullshit. It's disaster. It has seriously beat any other Ubisoft game in the level of bugs, glitches, errors, optimization, and technical performance in general. Now, on PC, the most people claim it works smoothly. I still had a lot of problems with the random NPC glitches where they couldn't spawn and the mission errors, AI that was acting super weird. I had to go through a lot of shit to move on in the game story missions or at least the side quests. It was very frustrating experience, I gotta tell you. There's a genuine problem with this game and its performance, and it doesn't really run that great. Even on the best PC, you'll be still getting an FPS drop, stupid AI, glitches, bugs, errors. Maybe not as many as it currently happens on the consoles, but still. I'm truly speechless at the state that Cyberpunk has been on launch. But let's talk about the game itself. What do we have for the gameplay if you manage to play it? Short and confidently, it's good. It's very good. I truly love it. I think the storyline and the entire narrative is great. I think the character development was written very good and interesting. The world in this game is beautiful. The visuals on a very solid level, probably one of the most convincing and one of the best looking games I've seen in the recent years. It was pleasing to explore the night city. You encounter a bunch of so different type of shit. People ask you for help with the different requests. Some are very interesting activities that could easily be compared to the main narrative level of writing. It is really interesting to explore this world and it does feel alive. I don't want to compare it to any other game because it feels unique and you don't fucking wandering around in the wasteland with nothing in it. Small details are very important and it adds a lot into the game. Tons of small encounters and things to do around the world. Nothing but respect for this. Seriously, very well done. The Night City is 10 out of 10 definitely. The design of the game is amazing. I can't say enough how much I love the universe of the Cyberpunk, and what makes it even better is you have the great, really great soundtracks. You have a banger every time you're walking around doing shit. Seriously, the game has spectacular music in it, and I appreciate it a lot. Every time when you dive into the action with bullets flying all around, you are surrounded with a banger music that pumps your blood and makes your asshole as tight as possible. Everything that has to do with the music is a badass. They crushed it. They truly crushed it in that department for sure. But now I want to talk a bit about some points that felt weak in the game, and there is quite a bit. The shooting mechanics and feeling of the gunplay, it feels old. It feels stiff and it doesn't feel modern. It's like we brought you a Fallout 3 type of gunfight, nothing floaty or smoothing it. I didn't like the gunfight too much. The weapon did look quite good. Some of the weapons were well designed, but the problem that the main change in between the guns are the stats and numbers, not the way they feel. Every gun kind of function the same. You simply looking for the highest DPS damage weapon and bang the shit out of them. The game doesn't motivate you to look or to use anything strategic. Like as if you go against the robot to use some electrical shit, you take the hardcore damage gun and you're all set. Now, regarding the hacking system, you can hack enemies, cameras, quick scan shit. You can turn off the eyesight for some or overheat them, make them forget they're in combat. It's pretty cool stuff, but in the most cases, it is not necessary at all. In some sense, it feels useless because the time it takes you to hack your enemies, you can easily just shoot them dead already. Hacking and stealthing in this game was just boring for me. I enjoyed to break shit, fight melee, love explosions, coupling my weapon with appropriate cyberware augments and perks. Cyberware is another thing to upgrade in this game where you find parts in different locations in this world, and from Reaper dogs where you can add them to your character that will give you things like monoware, gorilla arms, double jumps, all type of shit that will help you and make you significantly stronger and way your character plays. I like it a lot, but a lot of perks just increase your percentage and nothing exciting about it. A few of them can fundamentally change the way it will function, but most of them just percentage increases. Would be nice to have some more creativity from the perks. There's a lot of things to play around with and shit to do in Night City. It's not empty. It's fun to find crafting materials in order to upgrade your weapon, going to do some vending machine, scrapping some coke cans and get some parts to upgrade and to buy weapons or buy new vehicles. There's a lot to do, for real. But again, the bugs that should never be in the game because it is just out of control when you can't finish the fucking mission because of the one glitch that is just not right. The AI sometimes can be dumb as fuck, and sometimes it fucking godlike mode. Where like the enemy can predict where you gotta be, see you through the walls, can smell your ass from the across the maps, and hunt you down, shoot you through the cover and curving bullet shit, popping full round machine gun magazine in your balls with you wondering where the fuck they are. And there's times where the AI is the dumbest shit ever. It often bounces back and forth, and you wonder if the game is even working anymore. So the gameplay was not exactly what I expected. For the most part, it was just like okay. I did expect better. It felt old. The game was in development for a long time, but this should be considered because the gameplay could be better significantly. Now, people talk about how short the game is, making the game for 8 years to run it within 20 hours. I beat the game within 36 hours. The main missions, I think, took me around maybe 20 hours to go through. Main missions were the main juice. Bunch of dialogues, but very interesting ones. For many people, it can be a turn off, but I enjoyed it so much. Every character was very interesting, very charismatic, likable in a certain point. Exposition in the video game is always very good. Sometimes during the dialogue, you'll have people shouting at tons of lines at you at all at the same time. The dialogue's overlapping, so you have like 15 conversations going at the same time when you're trying to get the narrative fed to you. So you'll lose it. You gotta reload the game in order to get the dialogues in the proper order. But this is a bug in the game that happens very frequently. But when you understand the narrative, it is very engaging, very good written storylines and characters, their motivation, their personalities, story, their past. Some, for the most part, story was good. Main missions were very good. A lot of dialogues, which is great. But the real shit that got me very satisfied is the side quests. The main mission that were aren't the main. Some world missions, these where the most of your character development gonna happen. That's where you bond with your character. You know, for me, the side missions were the best side of the game. Going through the side quests do make you understand more about the cast of the characters and expose them very well. By the way, the side quests also filled with a lot more actions rather than main quest, so it also very good. But all the criticism about the game is being short is a bullshit. There is a lot bunch of content. There's tons of meat in the game. So many activities to go through and to do. So many shit to collect, like cyberware, augments, perks, armor, upgrade for your weapon, the weapon itself, vehicles. There's a lot of things to do. It really isn't a short game. It is a huge and very interesting game. I think it is a good and even amazing game, but I won't call it great. I didn't expect much. I was not waiting for this game like most people did. It was pretty much what I expected, so the game did not disappoint me much. I even was pretty surprised how good it turned out to be. But the game is really unplayable on PS4 and Xbox. It is terrible how broken this game is on launch, and I can't get over the fact. Like, so much work has been done to show this type of performance. I hope the angry people who were angry about the postponed December release date are happy now. Was it worth it? Like, was it worth it? This game is good and there's a lot to love about it, but it gotta be fixed ASAP. People pay real money and they expect the product they paid for. But CD Projekt Red misstepped somewhere in the middle. But I would give this game a 7.5 out of 10. The game had a huge potential, but due to so many technical issues, it doesn't deserve a higher score as for now. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. It was Lance Rose. Subscribe to the channel. See ya.